Okay, so we've got a game here. Let's do a roll. I roll a 2, he rolls a 10, so it looks like he'll be playing. We have Forest, Green Sun, Zenith, Invigorate, Vines of the Vastwood, Noble Hierarch. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this. We don't have an Invictor right away, but we should be able to find one easy enough. So he plays a Scalding Tarn and says go. So it's pretty up in the air as to what he's playing at this moment. I'm going to go ahead and play my Noble Hierarch out. Looks like it resolves, so pass the turn. He's going to fetch. This might give us a little bit more information, but I'm sure we'll know what he's playing. He's a volcanic island, so there's a brainstorm. There's a Flooded Strand, so we're probably going to see some kind of Delver deck, I would imagine. It's another copy of Volcanic Island. There's a Ponder. It's possible he's playing Sneak&Show. There's a Sensei's Divining Top, so that just got pretty interesting. Possibly playing countertop. So we drew a Glistener Elf, which is good. I'm going to go ahead and play my Forest. And I'm going to run out this Glistener Elf. And let's see here. Do I want to do anything else? I have the Vines of the Vastwood. Oh, he's going to counter my Glistener Elf, which is fine. So Glistener Elf gets countered. I might want to just shore up a Green Sun Zenith for 1 and try to find another copy of Glistener Elf. He's only got 2 cards remaining in his hand, so... Green Sun Zenith for 1 resolves. I will find another Glistener Elf. It's one of the things that I really like about our deck over Tim Ross's is that it has Green Sun Zenith. It's very, very powerful in this deck. He's going to look with the top. So we'll definitely be bringing in some number of Nature's Claims. Let him go ahead and try to draw a card and then destroy it. Ends his turn. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can kill him dead to declare attacks. The Exalted trigger will make my Glistener a 2/2. I'm going to go ahead and cast a Mutagenic Growth for 2 life. Make it a 4/4. Going to go ahead and cast a Invigorate for 3 life. Making it an 8/8. Spells are still resolving, so I'm going to go ahead and kick a Vines of the Vastwood, make it a 12/12. Okay, so he concedes the game. We will go ahead and go to game 2 and sideboard this. So, still not 100% sure what he's playing. I would imagine from what I've seen, that I will be bringing in Choke. So typically in these matchups, I cut Bounty of the Hunt just because I want to not go down so many cards. So I'm going to bring in 2 copies of Choke, and I'm going to bring in 2 copies of Xantid Swarm. We will be cutting one of the Berserks and 3 copies of Bounty of the Hunt to do so. And we're losing a little bit of our toxicity, which is fine. Okay, so we have Forest Choke. We have Forest Choke, Crop Rotation, Mutagenic Growth, Gitaxian Probe. I would really like to see a Noble Hierarch in this hand, so we could play turn 2 Choke. Don't have a Green Sun Zenith. I'm going to go ahead and mulligan this. If I had a Green Sun Zenith or a Noble Hierarch, it would be the absolute keep. So now we see Inkmoth Nexus, Berserk, Xantid Swarm, Invigorate, Mutagenic Growth. This I think I'm going to keep. And we will try really hard to draw a land. He plays a Ponder. Our second land, so I'm going to go ahead and run out my Xantid Swarm and try to provoke one of his removal spells. I guess the Brainstorm. He's got a lot of cards in his hand. I really, really like Inkmoth Nexus in these matchups because they can't counter them. There's a Grafdigger's Cage, which is good against Green Sun Zenith. Drew a Noble Hierarch, so I'm going to run out my Inkmoth Nexus. And then I'm going to go ahead and cast this Noble Hierarch. Which looks like it resolves, so I'll pass the turn, and we will try to kill him next turn. I'm still not 100% sure of what he's playing. He just made 4 mana. Okay, he is playing Sneak&Show. Okay, he puts a sneak attack into play, which is fine, so I'm just going to go ahead and kill him this turn. So I will tap my Noble Hierarch to make my Inkmoth Nexus into a guy. I will... let's see, I've got Mutagenic Growth, Berserk. Or I've got Invigorate, Berserk. I'd really like to leave... Okay, I'd like to do this with as few cards as possible, so I'm just going to go ahead and attack. The Xantid Swarm trigger, and then go to damage. I will cast Invigorate for 3 life. Make my Nexus into a 5/5, and then I will cast Berserk. Target my Nexus. So, and that's a wrap. He concedes game 2, so we will move on to another game.